everybody has an idea of what's going on. It does have -1 in the front sprocket. Currently is at stock rear, but I do have another -1 for the rear, which I will be putting on before next season for sure. And also I do have to recheck the nitrous system to make sure everything is working properly before I go start throwing a bunch of nitrous in here. But I plan on just running a 20 jet to start, and then probably bumping it up to either a 30 or a 50 depending on the tune that I decide to go with. So that's what we're doing today, is kind of just fiddling around, getting everything, squared away. But here is a short list of everything that I've done to the bike so far. Of course, we got the DynoJet quick shifter, and then we also have the map switch from Power Commander, and then we also have a Heeltech Pro shift light on there. We do have a steering dampener, but it's not on right now, it's on the floor. And then I have the purge solenoid wired up to this switch here. Basically arms the system and then hold down to spray or purge. And then I have the activation here for the actual nitrous solenoid, which is this guy right here. I don't have it connected at the moment, but that goes to a connector back there into the spray bar in the air box. You just click that on, arms the switch, and then you hit the switch, pops the solenoid on, turns on the spray. And then it does have the flapper mod delete out of the box, and also it does not have the exhaust valve on it either, because it is a full system. And we actually the air filter out of its stock. It had a metal like mesh type stuff on there, so we took that off and just made it a free flowing intake system. We'll probably show you guys more on that later, once we actually get in there and start testing the nitrous system and everything. Another one of the bikes that we're working on, put a new water pump in that, new starter, clutch, and a few other things for that bike. This one will be down at the track next year as well. And so we decided that I am not going to do the belly pan, because the way it works on here, it lowers the bike too low, and the exhaust will actually almost scrape against the fairings. So we're just going to leave it open for now. I did have to relocate the stator because it sat in here. That kind of got in the way. But this is the purge, where it purges out here, and then I had to cut this bottom piece out so that the bottle will sit in the right direction for the siphon to pick up the nitrous. And then this bike does have a aftermarket spring kit on it, Race Tech. And then of course extensions. It's at 8 3/4 out right now. And then that should be pretty much no upgrades. Full exhaust system. Yeah. I'll get back to you. I'll get these ones off first. guy. Alright. This guy just pops it right off there. So this is what I was talking about with the mesh air filter. Basically, it took the air filter out and then just replaced it with this piece here, which actually opens it up so there is absolutely no restriction whatsoever coming into the air box, and it works great. And basically there was a flapper here that would open and close depending on the sensor, MAS sensor, how much air to fuel it wanted. It would open and close automatically with the exhaust servos as well. And so we opted to remove that because it was just restricting stuff. So took that out and replaced it with the, and basically we just took a BMC raised filter and just cleaned it out and then RTV'd this piece on so it's nice and airtight on there. And so I am waiting on a fitting for this 90 here so that I can, because I haven't tested the actual spray bar yet. The purge works phenomenal, but I have not tested. It does click on and off the solenoid, but I haven't put any spray through it as of yet. And so I tried to move all of the power commander, the launch control, and the purge solenoid, and everything is easily accessible through here. And the launch control was a little hairy because on this switch there's actually another wire that goes on here, so it's 3 wires. So basically I just removed this wire and replaced it with the launch control wire, and then this is the ground, or the positive for the horn switch. So that's how I wired that. And this thing is so cool because you just flip it on and off, and it just switches your map automatically. It has a number 1 map and a number 2 map. And so I will be running number 1 just as a 0 map, no tune on it. And then when you flip the switch, it will turn to my nitrous map once I get this thing dynoed. Okay, I wanted to show you guys something here. Really cool thing I got from this Pro Shift light. It's really awesome. I have it wired in here so I could turn it off. As you can see, it powers on. And then you just go to your phone app, and then you connect it, and it'll pop on. And so basically I have mine set at 6500, and then the second light I have set at 6750, and that's basically my launch light. Tell me I'm at the right RPM. And then this is my actual shift light, which I have set 11,500. And this is great because it's so bright, and it helped me get my launch times down, and it helped me get, you know, the right shifts every time. With the quick shifter, it's about, I don't know, maybe 5.5 seconds or so. It cuts out the timing for the torque on the fuel, I should say. It cuts the fuel so that you can shift. And so with the shift light, it's perfect. Whatever I set the shift light to, I set the quick shifter to, and then bang, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, however many gears you want to go. It's a great little unit. It cost me about $100, but it works great. And then the quick shifter, it just plugs in to this port here, and then the map switch plugs into the secondary port there. And then I just plug my laptop in at the top port there. And then the launch control, you just set the dials to whatever you want it to be at, and then it automatically cuts it. So that works pretty awesome too. But I do need to get a new clutch, plates and steels, and I need to get some heavier springs because it is starting to slip with the stretch, trying to launch harder and harder. So I will be replacing that also this winter. Also, one thing I forgot to mention as well, I went ahead and removed my right brake rotor and caliper, and I run a Rocky aftermarket rotor with a rebuilt caliper on that side, and I also removed the rear brake caliper and rotor as well. The track that we go to, it goes uphill coming off of the track, so you slow down pretty quick, and I've never really needed all three brakes anyway, so I figured just to lose it. I do have the Shinko hookup. It's not the Pro, but I thought I'd give it a shot, see what it's all about. Okay, we got 800 PSI in the nitrous line. Step over here, arm the bird. Okay. Key on. We got 800 PSI still. Arm the system. Cold. Okay, I'm going to kill the system. I just reach up under here to kill the bottle. That'll take the pressure down. Okay, bottle's closed. Now we're going to purge the rest of the line out. Okay, that drops the gauge down to 0. Okay, system is empty. Okay, as you can tell, the lines are cold. I mean ice cold. So it was definitely spraying. No leaks in the lines. Everything looks good. Okay, got the air box back on. I'm not going to put the tank back down because I have to do the plugs and everything before next season anyway, so just going to wait on that. But everything with the nitrous seems to be good to go, so I'm all set about that. Nitrous bottle is still full, so I'll have at least 4 or 5 good passes with it. Next up, we're going to probably pull the rear tire and do the sprocket, the -1 sprocket on the rear. I did just put this tire hugger on there because, as you can see, that rubber from the track just really beats it up, and I don't want to have to clean that off my bottle every time I go to fill it, all that stuff. But, yeah. Thanks for tuning in.